Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator 2. And when we last left off, we did the roller coaster, the croc coaster right there, the mini roller coaster. And today we are going to a planetarium in Washingham, the solar system exhibit. To get kids into science, we've been upping the ante on interactivity here at Washingham Museum. So excitement was through the roof at the opening of our all-new state-of-the-art solar system. If there's one word we want everyone to take their time in Washingham, that's amazing. Unfortunately, its opening coincided with the great annual chocolate giveaway in the town square. And within seconds, we had 200 hyper kids running around, putting their sticky paws on everything. Can you please help? That will be my goal. So is this just one room? Yeah, it's a big room. And all the planets not to scale. But the sun is calling to me. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we will get the sun nice and bright. Maybe we can light this place up a bit with Bob, the big orange ball. And I didn't see our climbing accessories because we'll have to get to the top of Bob. But it's crazy. If this thing was to scale, 100 of Earths would fit long ways across the whole thing. And that's definitely not. I mean, it gets the point across. The sun is freaking huge. And a baby in the grand scheme of things. I tell you, I see videos of like the true size of the solar system and the true size of the universe. It's intimidating. As you can see, those kids were feral as you like, but it was the chocolate that... Was it the chocolate that sent them over the edge? What are you thinking? Or was it the excitement of seeing the solar system like never before? Well, I mean, you could say that. I've got to be honest, when I first saw it, I ran around too. A lot. So excited for science. You haven't been to a proper planetarium myself. One of those things that, you know, it'd be cool to see. But like I was saying, the true scale of the universe and the planets that are out there. And the possible, like, makeup of the planets that we can sort of surmise. It's crazy. Diamond Planet, or like the gold-based asteroid. That's like, if we managed to pull this in and get all the gold out of the asteroid, everyone on Earth would have like $100 billion or some crap. But then people were quick to point out that if gold became just a common thing as dirt, none of us would be rich, because then gold would be pointless. Yeah, it's crazy to think about economy, money, how we assign value. So this is a little bit tricksy. We hit as high as we could from the ground. And if we can't see around the edge of the sun, looks like we can get most of it, though. Hopefully the tolerance on the sun is good. Yeah, we are getting a bit there. Alright, ladder, you gonna impede me? It's like I don't know how far we can walk. Oh yeah, here we go. Boom. Sun is good. Outstanding. Then we'll hit the sun pedestal. Give it something nice and clean to sit on. Good deal. All right, so we've got some satellites, some probes, constellations. Yeah, and I did see up top that ring that we couldn't hit from the bottom either. Hello, gnome. We're going to have to get you off the side. All right, so we'll edge up this hanging platform. then I think we have these posts that we have to do as well. The poles. And that gets us to the ceiling. So we should be able to get all of the ceiling. Cool, there's the pole. Let's get the platform, at least the top of it, before we focus on ceiling. And the poles. Because the poles would be hard to get from the bottom as well. Everything would be impeded. Thank you. Now, once we get to the ground floor, we'll have to climb on top of all these planets, because I don't think we can get to the tops of them from the ground. Cool, got that. Constellations will probably need some focus from the bottom as well. But already 4% through the job. That's what I like to see. At 5% will be 1/20th of the way through. Just have to clean 20 more suns. Yeah, from up here as well, like hitting the top of the satellite, we might be able to go downtown and hit all the tops of the planets from up here too. Make use of our elevation. I think the ladder's in a good place. Aside from being like right on the floor, we'll have to be careful hitting that floor up. Alright, now we'll just sweep it. Yeah, pretty good distance. Hopefully the tolerance on this is okay. Oh, that's right. We'll have to... Well, unless this top side is a separate piece, we'll have to get all this from the bottom, from the ground floor. But we're over 50% of the way done with the hanging platform. So I would assume it's two separate pieces. Because if we were just like at 50% of the hanging platform when we finished the top, then we knew the bottom was also counted. But I think this will do it up here. And then the underside will be completely separate. And I didn't see what was on the underside of this hanging platform. Alright, so we got some inside edge work that we can do. Possibly outside edge work as well. And maybe one of those things where we have to go ground floor and hit the edge, because like we're almost there, but not quite. Yeah, so we'll hit with the red. In fact, can we do super nozzle? Yeah, I think we can do super nozzle. So underside is a separate piece. Yeah, we could use this for the ceiling, any grime that gets stuck on that. But I'm hoping like the top side dings. Like from here. Because we only lack just a little bit for hanging platform. Cool, so there was hanging platform, so we are indeed done with hanging platform. And then we can finish up this circle. And I guess get back up there and start to do the ceiling itself. And it'll be interesting to see if we can hit some planets from up here as well. All right, so hanging platform up here is solid. All right, I think we can do our standard wide. So the white's doing okay. We'll go green. And we'll just focus on sections here. We'll use the red sort of as our border, as I think it might actually be the border of the dome ceiling. Just don't fall off this thing. Nice. Cool. So now that we have the red ring, excuse me, we can work on the dome itself. All right, so we can't get that far. We'll just go where we can. A little bit of growiness left. And after the roller disco, I'm very meticulous on the tools that I'm using. We are using the correct one. All right, so that's multiple dome ceilings from what I see. So are those bits? It's kind of tough to see. But I think, yeah, those still are little dirt bits. All right, so yeah. Outer purple is a zone. Inner purple is another zone. Yeah, I'm going to like this one a ding. Because it feels like there is a lot of opportunity to miss everything here. All right, we got that taken care of. All the way to the inner dome. So there's a little bit of growiness here. And then I think, yeah, over here, that technically counts. Right around there. All right, so that's inner dome. Can we get lucky and find? Yes, we can. That's what I like to see. All right, so the inner dome will just spin around right on the sun. Cool, got it. So that's the dome ceiling done. Yeet. All right, so let's start at a point. Sagittarius constellation star. So yeah, we'll just go up and down. The whole length here. As this planetarium opens up. Green is doing the job. And getting that lip is going to be another big part. Plenty of stars, though. All right. Adjust. All right, is that another dome ceiling? It is. So, okay. Let's focus on sections then. Capricorn. So when I see constellations, I have a throwback to the Super Scope 6. A long time ago, there was... I don't remember how that particular game was played, but the Super Scope 6 came with, I believe, 6 games to use the Super Scope on. One of it was all about, like, constellations, and having the constellations in the background is, like, really chill. But that was quite a surprise to be given a Super Scope 6 for my birthday. I was the only person that I knew in my town that had the Super Scope. A few people came over to try it. It was like, yeah, you know that light gun on the Nintendo? This is a bazooka. All right, then we'll go right up. Oh, come on now. Anything? Anything at all. I thought we were meticulous enough. There we go. So it was right on the border. All right, so that takes care of that. We'll keep on keeping on. Right around this dome ceiling. Yeah, I'll make sure to edge it nice and well. Pisces. Yeah, I wouldn't have known these constellations by sight. Not an astronomer. And I could have looked them up, but meh. Can't be bothered. It's telling me what they are. Very reflective ceiling, though. All right, we'll edge. And that's some heavy dirt there. Okay. The dirt almost looks like, you know, clouds in the galaxy. And it would be a really bad move if, like, they graffitied in these clouds. So it was like you couldn't really see them. You had to go over them. I could see them doing something like that. All right, so let's edge that. Are we almost to our end? I believe we are. Yep, right there is end of the line. Yep, there we go. So now we should just be able to come back, take care of all of this. And dome ceiling should be good. I don't know if to take off my extension, because this seems to be getting the job done. Maybe not as wide as it could be, but we are doing all of this on one pass each. And I don't want to break that flow. Nice. Good deal. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, it's certainly not a palate cleanser in the sense of being done in 30 minutes. But nothing too difficult. This platform is a good base of operations to get all these bits done. Gemini. If I saw the twins, I might have called it Gemini. I might have slipped up and said Pisces with the two fish. I wonder how close we are to our P cap. We did spend a lot of that P, the P points, to make sure that we kept on earning. And then as far as money goes, I know we can buy more stuff for this. By the way, feel free to enjoy the exhibits and have a nosy at the info while you wash. We shall. I noticed those information plaques in front of the planets. We shall take a gander. Kind of hope Pluto is here. We will see if it is. And what kind of snarky comment they'll have for Earth. Or would it be inspirational? The only home we've ever known. That sort of thing. Yeah, I'm just glad we don't have to get any higher to get those stars. That'd be really inconvenient. Oh, good tolerance. Appreciate you. Is this the last dome? Yeah, this is the last dome. Ceiling bit. And the last constellations. That's kind of okay. Yeah, let's edge that out. Some of the dirt was kind of right on the edge. Lots of stars there in Virgo. Right around. This will be our last edging job for this. Yeah, the gas clouds are kind of blending in with this dirt, that's for sure. If you just kind of sprayed it haphazard, you'd have a really rough time seeing dirt versus cloud. Ding da ding, Scorpius. Yeah, it's only $1, but we'll take it. Easiest dollar I ever made. And once we're done with this upper section, I think we can focus on ground floor stuff. Booyah! So that's the ceiling, posts, constellations, all good. All right, so we can start from the outside edge and work our way to the back walls, I would assume. So what we'll do is we'll just run our borders. We'll see if this outer ceiling has different zones in it, or if it's one of those things where this whole thing is the outer ceiling. Oh, Jupiter. It's like, what in the gravy has a spear coming out of it? But it's Jupiter. It'll be interesting to see, like, what their vision is when we get all of this uncovered. Okay, so that was a whole separate section. All right, cool. So the dividing lines are indeed the ceiling separators. So what we could do is edge right up to the post, get in the corners, and then go to the other quadrant. Yeah, so this is also a separation. All right, so up in the corner we go. Cool, got the light. All right, so kind of looking at this, so that sticks out, and then it's kind of like a stair step. So what we can do is we can go right up to that stair step, back and forth. Okay, that's on the other side. Just making sure. Yeah, tearing into this outer ceiling pretty well. So it is paint to paint. Yep, so that's paint to paint. Then we have the cornice. All done. Cornice light, good. We'll come to those when we come down. Always stuck on. All right, yeah. We'll get right to the paint. Excuse me, Saturn. Oh, thank you, Saturn. Matter of fact, Saturn's a bro. He'll help us out. Okay, that was short-lived. All right, all the way back. Excuse me. Satellite. And it's going to be really inconvenient going under Saturn. Oh, come on now. At least the light's good. Saturn being all intrusive with its rings. All right, cool. Now what we might have to do is climb back on Saturn to get these bits and bobs. I'll try not to. I think we'll be okay to hit it from here. Yes. Good deal. The cornice. Dang Saturn. Peeing on the wheels of progress here. But also a help. 6 on one hand, half dozen on the other. All right, we'll hit the paint here. Where's the border? Right here. Gotcha. There we go. Excuse me, Neptune. Nice. Glad the light isn't too difficult. It doesn't have like an overhang or something on it. Inconvenient satellite, but we'll make do. I imagine Neptune is going to be in our way. I think. How's the white? Not the greatest. We'll stay with green. Good deal. And then I think we have one section left of the ceiling. No. Oh. Oh. We have not gone as far around as I had anticipated. Come on, light. There we go. Work with me here. All right, good deal. Back it up. Yeah, these sections are much smaller. Though I appreciate the smallness so you can see your sort of status. So you don't have to search the whole dang ring to find the one piece of dirt you missed. But with as meticulous as we are, we don't miss much. All right, hello, Earth. No, that's Jupiter? Oh, yeah, because it has that weird arrow thingamabobby coming out of it. I don't know what their idea of that is. But we'll come to that when we get there. There we go. Thank you, Light, for being awesome. Oop. Bumping my head on Uranus's ring. Yeah, imagine Saturn's rings are going to be awesome to do. Enjoy the rings while we can. Because Saturn will lose its rings eventually. We're not going to be around to see it unless something happens to humanity to where we can upload our consciousness onto servers and keep those servers online forever and ever and ever and ever and ever without someone pulling the plug. That'd be the great irony. Finally a way for your consciousness to survive forever, and all it takes is someone to pull the plug, although all it would take is for the sun to grow and basically engulf the earth in fire. Yeah, it'd have to be on like a server ship flying between the cosmos. Then you get into that existence where it's like once time doesn't matter and everything blends together, hundreds of millions of years just passes, and you don't really know anything because the concept of time no longer applies. You're just sort of there. It's crazy. It's that old adage of like, if you could live forever, would you even want to? Would you go insane? Everyone always talks about, well, think of the family and friends you leave behind that don't live forever. But if you were like isolationist, didn't really have that many friends, and you were content with yourself, it wouldn't be the people you would miss, but maybe the activities. It kind of reminds me of that Twilight Zone episode where the guy just like wanted to read, and like the end of the world came, and he was happy because he was literally the only person left on planet Earth, and that's exactly what he wanted. But he needed glasses to be able to read, and his glasses were broke at the very end. He had all the books and knowledge and time and the peace and quiet. But I imagine if that was really him, perhaps he could have found someone with a similar prescription, or found some other reading glasses if you're the only person on this planet. Surely you could go find some reading glasses. That'd be a crazy existence, though. I've seen videos of like, how long would it take things to break down? If humanity just stopped working, how long would it take for things to break down? And power plants were pretty quick. I admit there's lots I didn't appreciate about the solar system until I worked here. Oh yeah? Like what? Like I had no idea that in Earth's prehistory it collided with a protoplanet called Theia. Did you? Well, I didn't know it was called Theia, but that's where our moon came from, right? Big ol' honkin' thing slammed into the molten Earth. The globule flew out into space and got captured. That's what we call the moon. All right, are we good? Yeah! Last section. It is interesting to think about getting back to the moon. Back in the 60s, there was a reason. Bragging rights. But these days, they would need to find, like, really rare resources up there to really make it worthwhile. The idea of, well, let's just make a colony. Let's just live up there and see what we can see. Yeah, that don't pay the bills. The idea of exploration and extending our reach as a species. Becoming a spacefaring race in the solar system. All right, cool, we good. All right, so that's the whole loop done. Now we can focus on walls, I suppose. And no better place to start than probably the front door, I would say. So we'll just get the alcove door all settled. We'll come back to that. That'll be sort of the last thing we do. Or do we want to do the whole alcove? We might be able to do that. Yep, illuminate your exit signs, please. It's one door done. Door handle done. Exit sign done. There we go. Yeah, let's do the whole alcove. We'll corner it up. Yeah, there we go. And we might actually be close enough. Can we do this without the extension? It does look like we can. All right, so alcove wall, that's the base, that's the wall, that's outer wall. So this must also, yeah, So this also counts as alcove wall. Just spray a crap ton of water in here. Boom. So alcove doors, walls. Oh, okay, that was residual. It was like left over. Oh, that is. Yeah, that wasn't getting it up top. It's one of those things that maybe we have to go halfway down. Yeah, and then we can spray it with a crap ton of water. Yep, outer wall. Can we reach all the way up top to the pillar? I mean, we could focus on it a little bit. It's like right at that weird edge where it is leaving behind some stuff. We just have to go over it some extra times. Yeah, or we hit that and we expand to the white. Yeah, I think if we go extension and we expand to the white portion, we'll be okay. Yeah, and unfortunately, the white won't be good for the wall. We'll stick with green. Green's doing work. We're not edging quite as well, but it's still getting the job done, and when it's clean, it'll kind of edge for us. Come on. Yeah, part of me just wants to keep with the extension because of the power it gives, that we can just do one pass per, not have to worry about going over anything or missing anything. It just works. Yeah, much smoother. Much smoother indeed. Edge right up to the bench. Be mindful of Saturn. Instead, beware the Jabberwock, beware the Saturn, my son. The rings that bite. The gas that chokes. Excuse me. Cool wall, though. All right, back around side. Oh, yeah, I see some grody bits there. We're all good. Come on, outer wall. Outer wilds, outer worlds. Nice. All right, pillar. I think once we're on the ground floor here, things will really start picking up. Just the amount of space to clean goes down. With the roof, it's like a full, wide open area. With these columns, it's like you only see half of it. All right, in the corners. All right, who's that? Neptune? Neptune being inconvenient. Oh, we almost got to the edge. And this kind of sucks because we lose pressure shooting behind the planet. We may leave some residual behind. Like that. We'll do what we can, though. Yeah, we're all set now. Left a little bit. Bring this on closer to me. There we go. Now we can sweep and clear. Thank you. I mean, we got... Once again, we're probably at about the same place I was when I asked that question last time. It's like, we got to be almost done, right? And we look around, we're not halfway around the room yet. It's like, oh, I see. But we keep on keeping on. I think this little bench area should be fairly easy to do, though. It's going to be really inconvenient to get the floors around all these planets with the big edges sticking out. On top of the fact it's going to be inconvenient to get to the tops of all of them, unless it's like the Jupiter one that has a dang walkway and an arrow sort of guiding you, which is still weird. I want to see what that's all about. Unless I'm just like completely stupid. It's like, well, you know, Jupiter was... No, because that was Mercury, the messenger. It's like, I don't know. It's Hermes anyway. Go. All right. Come this far. Might as well keep on going. Okay, this is dang Uranus. Of course Uranus is going to be a pain in the butt. What else would it do? All right. Excuse me. Nice. Whew. It's like we're making progress, but shoot. Those repetitive tasks. 55% of the way done, though. And really all we've done, well, we've done the sun. Sun, I imagine, was a big part of that. It takes up a lot of space. And it had a lot of dirt. But it's just been walls and ceilings and the architecture, not the furniture. Alright, now we're here. Yeah, these walls are awesome, though. It's a comforting feeling. It's almost like being underwater. Which, I mean, to be fair, underwater is like as unexplored as space is. We probably actually know more about space than we know about our oceans. Because space, we just look out and we just keep looking, but the ocean, we just can't see. It's too dang dark. Things live there. That scares the crap out of me. That's the reason I won't go to Australia. Animals just chilling, waiting to hide in your shoes or in your closet, and they're the most venomous variety of that thing on the planet, and it's the size of a house. Props to you if you do live in Australia. I imagine, what, you have to check your shoes pretty often, eh? Or like, turn your coats or turn your shirts inside out before you put them on, just to make sure nothing's crawled up in there. Imagine in the big cities it might not be too bad. Maybe those animals don't like humans, so they move out into the Outback. All right, here we go. Almost got this wall done. All right, 1 wall and a half. And then I think we can work on this little seating ledge, or whatever the gravy it is. We should make short work of that. And then we can move on to the planets themselves. And lastly, with the floor. I didn't see anything concerning with the floor as far as stairs or anything that would throw us a loop. Hi, we'd like you to return to D'Argento to wash one of our historic streetcars. When works. When works. When works. It sounds odd. Like when works for you. It does almost feel like an incomplete thought. It is kind of a sentence fragment. When works. You? Or is you the subject understood? Crap. I've been out of college too long. Just when work sounds odd. Come on now. There we go. Our stream is wide enough that if we just blast in the general direction, we'll find the one piece of dirt we need. I hope I'm not forgetting anything up top. On the roof section or something. I don't think we are. Right, outer wall, outer wilds, good. Right, cool. Now we can go up close and personal. Outer wall base. Cool. Yeah, we just hose this thing down with reckless abandon. We could start up at the top and get right into the edge, but I think we're shooting so much water that it's going to cut through just fine. And I think we're pillar to pillar. Yeah, we're pillar to pillar, and it didn't ding. There we go. Right, inconvenient planets. All right, so we'll do this then, just to make sure that we're not leaving anything on the platform. We'll go up and down the top of the platform really quick. And even that might not be enough to save us. We will see. We're up to the edge. Excuse me, Saturn. We good? Yes. So that kind of looked like a good strategy. Hitting up the top of the bench in the corners. And then coming back out. Then we'll go right up, yeah, right on this corner as well. All right, got to get behind Neptune. You'll have to see if we can get to the tops, or which ones we can get to the top on. Because I think Jupiter will be okay with that ramp that it's got. But others, we might not be so lucky. Why are we so slow? Go! So we might have to shoot from that upper ring that we cleaned first. Alright, get to the crack, because that's the dividing line. So we know we're good. If there's any graffiti on there now, it's dead. Alright, so once again, how far along are we? We gotta be getting far, right? Turn around, only half done. Be cleaning this to the heat death of the universe. Alright, then back the other way. Nice in the groove. Yeah, since we changed over, we didn't have to use any soap. And for that, I'm thankful. Right along the edge here. I think the floor is going to be pretty awesome to do here. Especially if it's flat and there's like nothing to impede us. Though the planets kind of do. With it being pretty flat, we should be able to make good time. Thank you. All right. Oh, front door's right there. We are making pretty good time. And then this section will be much smaller. Then we can take a gander around and see what our next move should be. Probably the planets, I would say. And their information panels. Right, outer wall base. You good? We're just hosing the crap out of you here. Alright, so that is walls, ceiling. Oh, we have all that to do. Might as well. That's cutting through. Very nice. That's what I like to see. Green is doing the work up here. Just a couple of laps around. And underside will be good. What did we run into? Okay. I lost my situational awareness. Forgot where we were even at. So I'm hoping the lip we're getting. I think we are, because we got the top side completely. So as long as we get the inside edge of that silver lip, we'll be making good progress. All right, up. Yeah, that satellite. We might do the satellite next because that one, like, isn't even on the ground. We'll look and see if there are other things. So on the ground, satellite is flying. And I think that's the only one. All right, so let's make sure that the satellite is taken care of here. Well, come on, get up there. All right, where is the satellite? There you are. Yeet! Satellite wing. That's a solar panel, son. It's not like this thing operates in atmosphere. Yeah, we'll blast. And it kind of is inviting us to jump on that. So we can get closer. And we shall. Just so we can get the entire top of this thing. It's a big honking thing. Alright, make sure that we get all those little edges. Oh, I see ya. Alright, satellite wing. So I think the rest of it is going to be from down here. Can we? Maybe yellow. I imagine the edges are going to be where that solar panel. Nice. Oh, in the back. Good deal. Right, up we go. That's the satellite body. And luckily this is like right in front of us. Cool, satellite wing. Then the post. Satellite pedestal. Good. So that's the satellite and all of those components done. Now it's just a matter of... Nope, put you actually up there. Put you up there. Out of my way. Now it's just a matter of the planets. I think we can get to them on top. Jupiter, I think we can get to by that little screw thing that it's got. Oh, it's a rocket and it's trail. Very cool. All right. Rocket trail. Rocket trail. Burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till we complete this dang mission. Now, depending how thick this rocket trail is, we might have edges to do. Ooh, get right in there if we can. Crap. All right, call me crazy, but that looked pink. I don't know. We'll have to uncover more, but that doesn't look like Jupiter. Unless it's open for artistic interpretation. Don't know if you cleaned it yet, but we've taken a slice out of Earth so you can see the cross-section of all the geological layers. Nice. Haven't got to it yet. If you look in there, you'll deep with in the big red blobs buried deep in the Earth. Can you see them? That's parts of Theia. I mean, if you say so. I don't know. Yeah, the rocket trail has an edge. All right, rocket. Oh, just the nose. All right, so let's get this rocket trail. All right, now we can stand a bit. Okay, so that's part of the trail. Can't tell what's trail and what's dirt. All right, trail good. Then we'll use said trail to climb up to the top of Jupiter. This is one of those things where I might take out pizza pan and just scrub the top of this thing like a big bald head. Go around in circles. It's kind of like the sun. We don't know how far to the edge we can go, but we'll just keep spinning. Luckily, the rocket trail can help us on that backside. Now Jupiter's starting to come into frame. It was only purple because I guess the surrounding lights off the walls were kind of making it pink. But now we got Jupiter coming to life. And if they don't have the big red spot up front facing the sun, so it's like a key viewing opportunity, we're gonna riot. All right, that's the bottom of Jupiter. We'll work around the backside of Jupiter as well. I think we got a pretty good way down when we sprayed from the tip top. Stand up. Yeah, we could just get to the top of where we sprayed. There we go. I think, yeah, that's right on the edge of where we were. Although, I do have to say, Jupiter looks kind of interesting with those green spots. There's the big red spot. Alright, Jupiter. Nice, you good. Get the Jupiter pedestal. Yellow edge. And it's going to be tough to kind of get the floor around here. Alright, pedestal is good. Rocket is good. The Jupiter display. Alright, let's read about Jupiter. There. Good. Alright, so that is Mars. Saturn we should be able to get to. Yeah, it does kind of feel like we can get on all planets. Alright, so let's start from inside out. There's Mercury. Nice and quick like. See on the bottom? Yep. And then the pedestal should be really easy because nothing's really blocking it. Cool. And our signage. Cool. So that is Mercury. Venus. Oh, Venus. There's Venus. I think we can hop on this sign. Yeah, get a little bit of elevation going. Yeah, it's crazy seeing the lander stuff from Venus. Surviving only what, for like a minute at best. Beaming like all the sulfur photos back. It's like, yep, here I am and I'm about to die. Venus sucks. Alright, Venus, we good? Just like Venus had turned me down. Come on now. I bet it's the underside, isn't it? Yep. Don't forget about Venus's bottom. Cool. Venus. All right. Yeah, with all of our overspray, this floor might be like almost done before we even like get there. Welcome to Earth. Hello, Greenland. I think we're good. We could probably get the top of the moon as well. Now, if we have the moon... Oh, it's spinning while we're washing it. Dynamic moon spin. That was cool. Yeah, some kid took a bite out of the moon. Must have thought it was white chocolate. Or it shouldn't be spinning like that either. Yeah, I noticed that. Poor Antarctica. Getting put on the very bottom like that. Alright, Earth's crust, Earth's mantle. Oh, this is... There we go. Outer core, all that good stuff. We have the moon and the arm. Yeah, you tricky bugger. Because the planet was cut, it left a chunk out of that pedestal. Yeah. Oh, and Earth is like already unveiled. Cool. Mars. Hello, Mars. No Deimos and Phobos. Very shiny Mars. Cool. Mars is done. Let's play Spot Olympus Mons. I feel like a bad person. It's like I know it when I see it, but I just don't see it. Yeah, it's there somewhere. Astronomers are like, you've just passed it. It's right there. Are you stupid? Yes. Yes, to answer your question. Extremely stupid. Hello, Mars. And we already got Jupiter because it had that rocket. All right, Saturn. Let's go, Saturn. What is that back there? Okay, Neptune. Uranus. Yep. Saturn. Eh. Get to the top. Now the rings are pretty cool. I like that. And I do have to say, I like games. I know like Elite Dangerous is one of them, but even like No Man's Sky, of like when you stop in the rings, just how densely populated that asteroid cloud is like you see solid bands of rings, and then when you get in there, it's like, yeah, here's all the dang rocks that make up the rings. Okay, so this, yeah, thanks to its inclination, it is at a really funny angle. Can we get... Alright, so we can get up in there from here. Okay, so... I didn't know if it was going to be stupid and have that bar be a completely separate entity. But I think that is still part of Saturn's rings. Oh, I see it. Make sure Saturn is good before we do the rings. So these giants are freaking big boys, even when not to scale. Let's get right. Cool, so Saturn is good. Saturn's pedestal. We love the planets so much, we put them on a pedestal. Cool. Now, underside, operation ring. This is going to be really tough because, like, the edges of those rings are probably going to have dirt that we have to consider. All right, up and under. Hopefully this water is reaching around. Yeah, I got a feeling these rings are going to be probably the most difficult thing in here. Just for like the sheer amount of space and whatnot. The sheer amount of space between like the rings and how difficult that usually is to get in between spaces like that. Now we could break out the old pizza pan since this is a flat surface. But what we'll do is we'll put like a line of demarcation so we know that's where we started. We'll go all the way around and see if we appease the ring gods or not. I think we might be okay from the progress bar. Just a little bit over here. Yes! We appeased Saturn. Yeah. Uranus. Now, is that ring connected to the inside? Kind of looks like there's no gap. So we'll treat it as such. All right, I think we'll be able to get the rest from here. Yeah, I imagine these cracks on Uranus is pretty dirty. And then we have to get up and under. Alright, are we about good? Yes. Thankfully. Hopefully this ring will be easy. It's a lot thicker. Not a whole lot of space to hide. It's a pretty solid object. Not like Saturn's that had a lot of gaps in it. Right, on the top edge, pedestal. Easy. Thank you. All right, one more. All right, Neptune. Oh, and all kinds of chocolate hands on that. Just do what we can. Get as much of the edge as we can. Nice. So that should allow us to work from the bottom now. Oh, that's pretty. All the water running off of that. Got it. All the way to the pedestal. And this is going to be inconvenient. Alright, cool. We got it. Cool. Alright. And then, I think it's just the floor. If I had to make a guess. Oh, in the back, I guarantee. Yep. Alright, is Pluto hiding somewhere? I don't know. Alright, let's work on the dais. So center wall. So we run the whole edge of the pink bit. So those are in sections. Wow, it takes a hot minute to get around this thing. There we go. So we'll do the barrier. Or do we want to work from inside out? Yeah, we might work from inside out. This is trippy. It feels like this is kind of like glass. Oh, it is. The central glass dome. Go figure. It's like we're about to fall through it. So what we'll do, we'll be methodical. We'll go around. Well, shoot, it moves. It's glass. I was going to say we'll just go around this circle, but then our perspective changes. And we're not in the circle no more. Yeah, this is one of those things where I think we might go just back and forth in a concerted line all the way to the edge. Ladder? Guess we'll move you there for now. Like, this will be our concerted edge. Alright. Hit the barrier and just back up. And I think the dome is all one piece. And the barrier might be as well. And there's probably an outside edge to the barrier too. The rest of Theia formed into the moon. Isn't that amazing? Our moon's made from the biggest chunks of a planet that had beef with little baby Earth billions of years ago. The rest of it is buried beneath our feet. All right, we are keep on keeping on, 80% of the way through. So we're still basically at the, you know, when you hit 20%, you just have the floor to do. All right, central barrier. I think glass dome should be done here soon. Yep, so there we go. Central glass dome done. Central barrier. Have the outside edge. Cool, so central barriers are in sections. This shouldn't take long at all. Then we have these, I guess, speakers. Blasting Carl Sagan. All right, in we go. Cool, so central barrier done. Oh God, nope, trippy, 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 turn off floor. I do not want to get motion sick while I do this. We'll turn it on when we're done, so we can sit back, but I don't want to be hosing all this crap down and then a plant comes swinging by. Although now that I think about it, if we wanted to stay like up top and hose the planets down as they went by, we could have certainly did that. Doesn't seem like a good idea. We could have done it. All right, central wall coming along nicely. Well, I see some information on that screen. We'll have to read that when we get to it. Shoo! We almost done here. %, total. And there can't be much. There we go. I was going to say there couldn't be much left. All right, let's end with the button. Terrestrial planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Oh snap, the black hole. One of the things that if you ever saw in real life, from a safe distance, so you don't get spaghettified, but just seeing a black hole, that has to put a pit in your stomach. Types of stars: neutron, main sequence, giant, supergiant, yellow dwarf, white dwarf, brown dwarf. What's up with this plaque? I thought we... Oh, nope. Exostellaris Industries. So that's who's sponsoring this thing. Come see our satellite and our Jupiter rocket. Ice giant, Uranus, Neptune. Gas giant, Saturn, Jupiter. What else are they even going to mention? Oh, inside Earth. Jason, Tuzo, outer core mantle, inner core crust. And then the console. To get things moving. But come to think of it, we might need on to do the floor. Not entirely sure if, like, the moving planets reveals more of the floor that need to get done. Button good. Please do not use unless authorized. I am authorized. Oh yeah, so that's just standing there and doing that. Got it. Alright, so while we are here, we'll get the pink. So that's central floor trim. Part of me wants to run the pizza pan like old times. Can we go green? Yeah, green looks okay. Can we go white? White looks okay. Since we're right on top of the thing. I think we can get a big chunk out of this. Then it just comes down to how ground on is the floor of the planets. Okay, white wasn't getting all the dirt the first time by. So do we have 4 quarters of floor, or is this like a multi-stage floor, I wonder? Okay, good. Now we'll just run the trim. And it did not reset, so this is all one trim. So I wonder, is it like this edging we'll do some of this. See if we can get the trim to ding. There we go. All right, so do we work outside in? Can we go white? Possibly. Oh, we've got this floor trim to do too. All right, so we'll do green trim. That will also get a little bit into the, oh God. Nope. Yeah, we can't crawl. Oh God. Huh. Don't get stuck under a planet. To keep a lookout on that. Alright, hopefully we are indeed getting some of this Milky Way floor trim. Oh, we didn't even do this yet. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of it. I mean, it was kind of like the last thing to do, like just leaving, don't paint yourself into a corner. Do the whole floor and then... Oh God, nope. Escape route. Yeah, I imagine that was a big chunk. Then we have some here that we didn't get. There we go. Milky Way floor trim. Good. Now I think we can do the planetary paths here. Just kind of go around. Since we had... Oh, that's handy. It's like if you squat and move, you move at the exact same speed of the rotation. But we don't need to do that. Alright. Oh, okay, so that Milky Way floor is indeed separate. So let's skirt the middle, because I imagine probably the middle is what's holding it back. Yep, there we go. Easy does it. Can we go wider? Maybe? It may be one of those things where we hit the divider and we come around several times. And then if that's painted, that's going to throw me off too. The little the gas cloud. It's like, is that dirt or is that gas? All right, now we'll go this outside edge. Should be a lot here to pick up the pieces on. I see a little bit of dirt reflecting there. Yeah, so it's like 2 passes. And then I think this orbit was so narrow that if we just go down the center line, we'll be able to get by no problem. Excuse me, Uranus. Dang chocolate. Crap ton of chocolate. Yeah, so that's a gas cloud. Got it. Chocolate footprints. All right, and then center. Yeah, so we'll go through this one twice. But I just want to be sure that the dividing, the actual orbit itself, is clear. So it gets like right in the groove. Up and under. Up and under. Alright, now we get back in the middle to get all the crap we didn't get before. Yeah, I think the two-pass strategy will work out, making sure we don't miss anything or have to go searching. Cool. Now this might be a dang 3 or 4 passer right here with this orbit. And I know it says Milky Way floor, which it might have like, you know, the Milky Way sort of below it, you know, but shouldn't it be called solar system floor? But I don't know. Oh, that's going to suck with those signs right on the orbit. I think we're okay though. All right, so let's start here at. Oh, is that really caked on? Oh, it's the asteroid belt. That was freaking throwing me off. Here I was thinking like all of that was dirty. Yeah, we may do another pass. I'll go right along the edge of the asteroids if we can. See if the tolerance will work for us. But I'm guessing we'll need a second pass on the right side of those asteroids to get it to ping. I didn't even know those asteroids were down here, man. Alright, so we'll go outside asteroid field. Imagine plenty to pick up here. 95% done. Just doing laps. Yeah, the asteroid field will be the most grody. There we go. Timed it perfectly. I was getting ready to say we're about completed on the lap, so hopefully this is good. And it was. And we're also getting into the smaller orbits. We're going to be doing laps like crazy coming up. Earth. Excuse me. Yeah, so we might need a third lap. We will see. Shoot the metal. Nope, shoot the metal. If the tolerances are kind. We won't need a third lap. But we will. Just getting those stragglers edge. Alright, this might be fairly quickly since this is a really close orbit. Venus. Excuse me, Earth. Then we'll be right up to the edge. What did we forget? I mean, it's... There we go. Mercury. And we're kind of doing sort of a science experiment now. How long does it take to orbit the sun? Because we're moving at a, constant speed, but we're getting flung around faster. Okay, then I think the last bit will be right next to the platform. So we'll do this orbit here, and now we'll focus solely on... All right, corner trim. So that's dome ceiling. I don't see... Yeah, turn off floor. So the dome ceiling is good. Did we forget a constellation? There we go, Vigo constellation. Oh, so the constellation arms themselves. So it's just tidy up work. Come on, constellation. There we go. Every constellation needs to be hit again. Oh. And here I thought we did a good job. Easily done, though, but it's just like... Yeah, Gemini, Leo, and Cancer. So everything down below is good. Come on, Gemini. And all done. Sweet. And we've reached the PowerWash cap, so we will spend all those points on what we can once this is done here. You got the walls, got the rings, got the planets. Everything goes crazy. What an absolutely stellar performance. I can't wait to show the kids some proper concrete science. Venus's retrograde rotation, the moons of Jupiter, and the imminent visitation of our feline Planet X overlords. You gotta be kidding on me. All right, so we're at $12,000. We can afford the super washer. But for now, let's go with our furniture catalog. So $150 for the table and the chair. Let's see, so as far as Van Cosmetics... So Van Cosmetics are all caught up. Outfit Cosmetics are all good. Washer equipment is money. Yeah, we checked our outfit. Looking at our washer cosmetics. Okay, professional duty. We can paint it sort of gold. We've got the black version now. Yeah, and with our washer equipment, this guy down here is $12,000. Unparalleled power, but a cost to the area of effect. So we could buy, we could return this, get, a bit back. The Turbo X nozzle. So it's really just, do we want to give up this Prime Vista triple tip for this dual rotating 0 degree that makes quick work at short range? I think let's try it. So we'll purchase... Okay, so $4,000 for those accessories, so we get all of our money back. We'll sell those. And now we will buy the Urban X. We'll buy the long extension. We'll buy the soap. We'll buy the nozzle. The adaptable. Why not? I'll tell you what. There we go. On a professional washer and all attachments. So $3,000. Let's go ahead and equip it. So we want the Urban X. Oh, Take a look at that. So there's our triple extension. We have, yeah, that nozzle. We also have the adaptable nozzle, so we can adjust to any size on the fly. We get our big soap bottle back there. We get our Turbo X. Woof! Good Lord. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay with this one. And the next mission is going to be the streetcar. So that will do it for me, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next PowerWash Sim video. Take care.